Hey everybody, welcome back to Pillars of Eternity. We are on our way to see a couple of people. We need to talk to Cyril, who is a, let's call her a prostitute at the Salting Mast. Interesting name for a brothel, actually. And we also have to travel to Brackenbury Sanitarium. We met Helig of Thane, the wizard who killed Rowena, who is the person that Dalton was talking about. He's a retired adventurer who's hearing this voice. Helig wants me to retrieve his grimoire to settle an old debt, and then he would tell us where Rowena has been. So, kind of an interesting scenario. This guy is apparently at, yeah, here's the Sanitarium. So we're gonna head up there. But we'll keep an eye and see if there's anybody along the way that we'd want to touch base with. We got animancers just standing around. Okay, retrieve Helig's research from Modred's laboratory. Shh. Average adventure added. What did that just say? Taxes collected. All earnings were lost to bandits. What is going on here? Minor reputation bonus, minor item expires in 2 days. Because we have Doom sitting around. So we can send her on these adventures? Awesome, okay. I'm cool with that. We collected taxes, but... Look at this. Taxes collected, all earnings were lost to bandits. Son of a bitch. The soul was torn asunder by a Beowick. Oh, he's like teaching these guys. As you can see, the patient is unresponsive, common after soul trauma. The head warden of the Sanitarium is a statue, quite remarkable. Head warden, oh yeah, look at this. Oh, we can, whoa. Well-maintained statue of a middle-aged man presides over the room, looking down unblinking over the bustle of harried academics pestered by the hopeful desperate. Strong warmth emanates from it that you could sense from across the room. There's a human soul stored beneath the stonework. You feel its attention turned toward you. It's been some time since a watcher graced these halls. I'm envious of your natural insights, traveler. I can only imagine how it might have helped my work in life. Now, what is it that brought you to my sanitarium? Interesting. I'm looking for an animancer named Modred. Modred, of course. You'll find him downstairs in the first room on the right. Okay. How did you come to be this statue? In the statue, you mean? Well, I was old, and it seemed wrong to me, a lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery, only to lose it all in a death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body, none the wiser, and pursue a different course entirely, all that experience wasted. If we are ever to unearth the principles behind our existence, it will be in spite of our condition. Or that... Of that, I am quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to be a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple as our techniques go, and for that I am grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept when they are not your own. I do miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again, one of our animancers will humor me and consult over some problem, but they are a jealous breed and are too often afraid to collaborate. If you're considering it yourself, I tell you that it isn't for the easily bored. And what can you tell me about this place? A history lesson. Well, this is a rare pleasure. Most come in here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. We're an old institution, as Deerwood goes. This is our 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance Bay brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favored souls came to populate its streets in droves, thus the Sanitarium. Brackenbury was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was a lot of money here back then. This place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at a time of great suspicion in animancy, much like today. So much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time, it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then, we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we have pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's really quite a list, if you'll pardon my pride. Today it's, well, I can't say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Deerwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy, and they see it involves something they don't understand. So it's natural for them to suspect people whose understanding exceeds theirs. It looks to them like we're hiding something. We have a representative in the palace this very moment, defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke, absurd as it sounds. If it does not go well, it could be the end of animancy in Deerwood. I fear Avar may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational though it may be. We shall see. Okay, that's kind of cool. A little bit of history. Sometimes you get people and you're trying to make trouble for the animancers. Oh, I couldn't imagine why. Alright, so he said he's in the first room on the right. Okay, must be here. So let's check over here just to see what else is going on. Who's this? Belisege?
Hello.
Hello. Red soft carpet. She gestures and mumbles to herself. She almost walks into you. Ekosi, here I am, looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see the kith standing in front of me. What can I do? Huh. What do you do here, Belisege? According to my research grant, I study awakening. Subliminating pre-awakened souls has been one of Animancy's greatest successes, and I'm working on a method to replicate the process on awakened souls. But the truth is, I find few suitable subjects here. Waidwin's legacy has left plenty of awakened souls, but most are too broken for study. I fear I will return to Revua with nothing to show for my efforts. I'm awakened. I've been recalling flashes of a past life. Most interesting, but not the kind of awakening I can study, I'm afraid. I need someone whose awakened soul can be triggered with predictable stimuli. Souls such as these tend to manifest as alternate personas in the host. But I thank you for the offer. Something else you need? Yeah, can you tell me about animancy in the Valian Republics? It's a dynamic and respected field. Even the Bellreach incident did little to slow it. People in the Republics are more accepting of risk, less superstitious, ready to try anything that shows promise. But doesn't animancy always also have the potential to do great harm? I'm not sure whether the benefits outweigh the dangers. This is true of any great technology. You cut a man open to remove sick flesh, and there's a chance you kill him. Build a boat to explore new land, and perhaps it sinks with you aboard. But surely these things make us better off, even though they sometimes fail. It's a good point. Okay. Let's see who else is down here. Oh. Wouldn't mind being a bit better armed. What if it makes clients a little nervous? Okay, we got locked doors here. The edges of the cage are dented and scored with claw marks. This is like a prison cell almost. Unlocking this will require the proper key, and I guess the same here as well. Very interesting. Alright, well. This is Modred. Can't look at his books, but... in the corner of Modred's lab rests a large, weathered trunk. It seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. Let's examine it closer, shall we? The lack of dust on the trunk's surface and the long scratches on the tile flooring suggests that the trunk is frequently used and moved throughout the laboratory despite its considerable size. Deep yet narrow gouges score the wood at the edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks. Let's leave the trunk alone for now. Try to unlock the trunk, because we have the key, right? Somewhere? Modred's trunk key. Let's talk to Modred here. Animancer scribbles feverishly on a parchment scroll, his lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over the scroll, he looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation. Can I help you? Yeah, what are you working on there? My area of focus is witchts or wicks. More specifically, how to cure them. And what's a wict? It's a hollowborn who received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. one of Animancy's early efforts to cure the legacy, if not a successful one. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence, they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Transplanting animal souls? That's kind of a weird solution. We Animancers were trying to do something about the crisis, better than letting it swallow a generation of children. And despite the controversy, it only went so far, because at first it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings and of their families. The complications don't begin until puberty, but that's when the incompatibilities between body and soul take shape. Children become violent, ravenous. But we paid dearly for our mistakes, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down Animancers and burned down their homes, with them still inside, often as not. People took to calling it the cruel salvation, and many still loathe us for it, but we wanted to stop the legacy as much as anyone. The public begged for our help, and we did the best we could. I still don't know if that absolves us. It's interesting, because the comparison from the other Animancer who compared it to like a technology, right? I think that is kind of an interesting thing, because technology can be really scary when it first comes out. People get really freaked out by, even now, what technology is doing. And yet, you would argue that in a scientific fashion, technology is great, but when it could be perceived that it's a bad thing, people get really on board with that. Why do you study wicks, exactly? What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? Animancy has an answer here, I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. I see. Look, does the name Helig mean anything to you? Helig, he was, a colleague of mine. He primarily is a necromancer, but he was involved in animancy too. He worked at the Sanitarium for several years. I dare say everyone here has heard of him. He left his post recently. I believe he was seeking new opportunities in the Valian Republics. The advances there, making up in animancy, really are quite remarkable. Surely you've heard, perhaps you haven't. Do you know a woman named Rowena? No, I don't get out of the Sanitarium much. About Helig. As I said, he no longer works here. I see, okay. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm already behind. Please show yourself out. Without a word, he resumes his work. Well, I do think we gotta try and get into this thing. Let's unlock it. You take the key you acquired, it fits perfectly and turns with a solid clunk. The trunk holds no grimoires or treasures. Oh shit. You find yourself staring into the feral gaze and toothy maw of a twisted, monstrous creature. Its humanoid form has been overwhelmed by bony angles and terrible claws. With a start, you recognize the vague shape of a young girl beneath the elongated, malformed bones and grayish skin. It growls and leaps from the trunk, not towards you, but towards Modred. Modred has no time to scream before his throat is torn out. What? Oh no. He probably knew about this the whole time. Oh no, he tricked us. Unexpected results. The canine host was listless and unresponsive. Uh-oh. What have we done? The Orokian calendar? New year, winter months, spring months. Well, that's not good. No, I guess not. We totally got tricked. I slew Modred, and it's not what Helig wanted me to do, but what's done is done. I need to return to him and let him know what happened. This is not good.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
We have a problem here.
You do.
He won't let us tell him. Well, let's see how this turns out. So, I guess we could just head back to Copper Lane. Wow, I don't know if he's gonna... Oh, he wanted the grimoire, but I think he knew that something was trapped in there.
Whatever happens, at least we're out of that mud hole, Gilded Vale. I grew up in Gilded Vale. Quaint. That's what I meant to call it. No, you had it right.
That's funny. Dalton, I'm gonna hold off on talking to him. Let's go down into the crypts here, or the, what do they call it? The catacombs.
Nice and quiet.
I don't suppose they've rearmed these traps. Okay, Helig, guess what? You found my grimoire. Well, I opened up the chest, if that's what you mean. Tell me everything. The look on his face, the sound of his screams, closes his eyes and clasps his gnarled hand together. I want to bask in every glorious detail. Man, she tore him to pieces. I'm not sure which was louder, his agonized cries or cracking bones. I doubt I've ever had this much fun, even in life. He removes his amulet and hands it to you, and now, your reward. You asked for Rowena, and here she is, small enough to carry with you, he chuckles again. She was a formidable warrior, now her soul is a formidable talisman. It served me well these years, but I've moved on to bigger and better things. Whoa, now like so many things, it passes to the next generation. Use it as you see fit, or give it to that miserable old sap, Dalton. Whatever you decide, our business is ended. Whoa. A soul prowls within the bloodstone like a caged Stelgare. It's probably the amulet. You see an image in your mind of a woman in heavy leather armor bearing twin daggers. Next to her is a man, young and handsome, who calls her Rowena. That could be Dalton next to her. The vision shifts to a wind-swept plain next to a lake. 50 men and women in matching leathers lay dead, their bodies contorted and deformed by some sinister sorcery. Rowena falls among them, her body collapsing next to the young man you saw earlier. She's too weak to speak, but the name Dalton appears in your mind. It is him. A lone figure strides across the battlefield, barely bothering to step over the corpses. His eyes are filled with an unnatural light and fixed on Rowena. He reaches out to her, and what little life remained in her body departs. When he takes the amulet from around her neck, you feel her anguished soul trapped within it. With a final, contemptuous glance at the fallen Dalton, the man departs. Dalton sent me to find you. The soul pulses with warmth. It fills your mind with memories of a young man who's both bold and generous. But fury and despair gnaw those images away until all you feel are cold, crimson walls pressing against you and something loathsome feeding off of you as the years fade into decades. What do you want? You see an image of the amulet shattering and the soul inside rising and dissipating among the stars. Farewell. Whoa, so she wants to be set free. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I received an amulet containing Rowena's soul. Giving this to Dalton would likely bring him comfort, albeit at Rowena's expense. I doubt she's enjoyed being held prisoner in it for so many years. Oh, damn, that is tough. That is really tough. Let's see. Soulward amulet, +5 to will. As you hold the gem, you think you hear a woman's voice. You can't equip it to, like, set it free or anything. Oops. That's, kind of interesting. So... I wonder, I guess the only way we would have found that is if we would have killed him and we would have had that kind of flashback, right? It's not that her body is actually even physically down here. Oh, we kind of blocked our people here. Alright, let's let our other guys in front. I do want to check out the rest of this place.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
I don't imagine we're going to see another troll, but it is possible. I feel pretty confident with our party right now, even if we do happen to run into something. I don't know, I think it was a common item. I clicked too quickly. Eorn. What? Who are you? The small Orland man appears to have pulled together some crates and scraps of cloth to make a rather sorry-looking little camp. The thick fur on his limbs is matted, and his clothing smeared with blackening grime. He looks startled as you enter, his eyes widening in alarm. Hello there, wasn't expecting any visitors down in these parts. What are you doing here? I've been a little down on my luck lately. Didn't have anywhere to stay, so I thought I'd come down here. Nobody pokes around in the catacombs much. Not until you, anyway. Uh-huh. It's a sad tale, but not the whole story, I'm sure. What are you hiding? I'm just trying to get by. There's nothing else to it, and if this isn't to your liking, there's a whole lot of catacombs out there for you to have all to yourself. Interesting. Huh. You know, if you help me, maybe if you tell me I could help you out. Opens his mouth to snap something. His hands balled into fists, but he thinks better of it. He shakes his head slowly, expression resigned. Very well, it's true. I've been hiding from the knights down here, but it isn't what you think. It was an accident. It's been hard for me here in Defiance Bay. I suppose I thought if I got involved in city business, if I made the right friends, it could get easier in time, and it did, really. I made a name for myself, a place. People actually listen to me when I talk. Well, they used to. People can get very passionate about these things. We were discussing, I think it was shipping agreements, of all the things to fight over. But this one night, this man, he got very angry. I think maybe he'd had a little too much at the inn, and I guess he didn't like an Orland talking back at him. I struck him. He came toward me and I hit him, and he went over like a tree. I guess he struck his head on the way down. Turns out he was a knight. The Crucible Knights won't care how it happened. They just want me gone. They won't let me live long enough to see the rope, please. He looks at you with a pleading expression. I just want to get out of the city. The second I can get money for a passage, I won't trouble anyone again. I swear it, I'll live quietly, but you can't, please. You can't tell them I'm here. Wow. I could give him the money. I feel for this guy. He could be playing me, but I get the impression he's more scared than anything. To have to come down to catacombs to, like, get away. Either tell him the secret's safe or give him money to get out. You know what? I feel generous. I'm gonna give him money. He stares at you in disbelief, but this... His face twists as he struggles for words. They said you were a kind soul, but I wouldn't have imagined. This will send me out of the city, and well away. I'm not sure I could ever thank you enough, but here, take this. I hope it's some use to you on your journey. You have my lasting gratitude, friend. I should get ready. Decide Eorn's fate? Task unwanted. It's completed. In the catacombs, I found an Orland named Eorn who's hiding from the Crucible Knights. He was trying to scrape up enough money to leave Defiance Bay. I gave him enough coin to buy passage out of the city. He thanked me and told me that he would never forget my kindness. That's cool. Gained some experience, but what did he give us here? Is it this? Saint's War Armor? What's second chance exactly? Balance of protection and speed. Maybe that is what he gave us. Oh no. Rabbit fur gloves of crit multiplier bonus. Okay. Rabbit fur gloves appeared in the Adirond Fables and Bedtime Stories. Okay, that could be pretty good, actually. Who do we want to put that on, though? I'm thinking we could use it with our fine warbow, to be honest. Oh, but we're already wearing gloves. What do we have? Oh, yeah, mechanics and dexterity. Let's give it to Edir, then. He's becoming quite a war machine, actually. I also like this pierce-proofed and second chance. I just don't know what second chance is. There's only one way to find out, really. And what's the recovery? Speed minus 35. And we could give this one to Kana instead of the... Well, we have the pretty good one there. She's got some decent armor. Here, let's give it to Gloom. See what happens. I know, I feel pretty good about that, actually. The queen that was and still is. Dear sisters, do you remember your first deliverance? Wodika teaches vengeance and memory. But know, my sisters, that we must be ready to see the end of our days without the return of our queen. When Wodika takes back her throne, my family will know that I was right to commit my life to the exiled queen.
I'll see what I can find.
Camping supplies. I'm happy about that. If we're ever in need of some free ones, then we can come down here. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know, that guy could have just screwed us there, but, who knows? I guess we could have probably talked to the knights, but I already get the impression that the knights are assholes and not people I really want to spend time dealing with. Whoa! Human skeleton, skeleton wizards. Can I just try and... Oh, I have to be in battle. Okay. We are throwing down whether we like it or not. Here's a ranger. Let's try and take him, actually. Go right ahead. And now we could try some of these other spells. Maybe if I bring him around this side. Can I go ahead and try to grab him? Okay, well, we're not really doing a whole lot here. Let's just try to melt these guys.
This isn't working.
Here comes the wizard. Let's give some space.
Leave it to me. That's it.
Oh, look at that thing. Hello.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves. Brave Dalfilathili.
I wonder why Grimoire Slam already says it's activated.
Leave it to me.
Because it certainly shouldn't be. Yeah, see, it's already activated. That's really weird.
All right, then.
Don't mind if I do. A lot of people were saying I shouldn't get used to having this kind of cash, but fine armor. It's actually probably a good thing. She's got fine armor, but this is going to be a little bit better. More damage reduction. But how are we going to get to this thing? Scroll of Tanglefoot. Okay, let's just see what this thing can do to us here. I don't know. We'll drop the interdiction on it. Actually, you know what? We could try... Oh, that's not gonna work there. Let's go Mind Blades.
Leave it to me!
Can't get a good shot with this. My bow's ready.
Fairly strong. At least it looked that way.
Brave thou Phila Helig.
Dead on!
Blast!
Who's this? A Wodika hood. Oh, that's kind of creepy. I like it. Let's see if anybody could wear this. Durance could maybe wear it. Oh, that's so creepy. Cover up his googly eyes.
Brave thou Phila
Oh, shit.
Helig.
Okay. Oh, they took him. Oh, this is gonna be really bad news. Okay. We're gonna need to go ahead and take one of theirs. Let's take the troll. Uh-oh. Okay, there's the troll. Okay, Edder's back. Let's get in here, shall we? Aelith is down.
Yeah.
Okay, this got dicey fast. I'm gonna wait until we can take him again. So let's knock these down.
Not getting through me. All right then. You're not.
Now we need to focus him. Thank God, we just barely survived here, actually. Let's try and knock him back. I try to conserve these spells as often as I can, but realistically, I end up just holding on to them forever. So I can crush and knock down on enemies in the area. Let's go ahead and drop that on him. And now let's target him with your ability.
Shot with this.
Oh, wow. Low endurance. Oh, the skeleton. It's fine.
I'm seeing red now.
There we go. Kind of ran into a little bit of an ambush there, but we made it. We made it.
Keeping an eye out.
Parathis!
Dead on!
Parathis!
I don't know why Canna was just standing off to the side there.
Leave it to me.
Brave thou Phila Helig.
Got another troll. we go. The trolls don't pose too much
Alright,
of a
then.
problem, actually. Where's this taking us? Oh, okay, so we're just kind of gone full circle here.
Worth a look.
Oh, hi there. It's exactly what we were looking for. Something hidden. An opal. It's worth quite a bit. Guess we'll take that. Why not? And with that, I guess we can just cross back to the other side. And we can go and talk to Dalton now. Now, I'm thinking it'd be cool to kind of set her free. Although, I'm not sure we're going to have that option if we talk to him, but I don't know of any other way.
Or do you merely hide?
I don't know of another way that we would be able to do that.
They will use you, cast you off when it suits them. Never speak another word to you.
Maybe they just don't answer to fiery whore.
And with that, he's put in his place. Dalton. Look, did you find her? Oh, interesting. We did, but not as you expected. Rowena used to wear this. Where did you get it? Got it from Helig, who keeps her soul trapped inside for decades. It's time to set her free. That's what we have to do, I think. No, please, after searching for so long, just to have her close to me, to visit her in my dreams, that would be enough. Enough for you, but what about her? If you'd keep her trapped in this amulet for the sake of your own comfort, you'd be no better than the wizard who imprisoned her. You're right. Just please let me do it. He draws a club with a trembling hand and crushes the amulet. As the gem cracks, you feel an essence rush from it. Thank you for showing me reason. Perhaps she'll wait for me in the next life. By the flames, she won't have to wait long. Please take this. It's from my old adventuring days. I think it's time I finally let them go. Wow, okay. Completed. Gave me... Alright, this is the other guy. Helig had imprisoned Rowyna's soul in the bloodstone amulet. They convinced Dalton to destroy it to set her free. I'm actually super happy that it worked out that way. What did he give us here? A one-handed club. Hi. +5 to accuracy. It's vicious. This is pretty cool, actually. Perhaps we could use that with Edir instead of this, this saber that he's been using. It's fast instead of average, 11 to 16 crush, accurate 1, it's fine, and vicious. Vicious does 1.2 damage against prone, stunned, and flanked enemies, which we tend to do. Alright, we're actually getting some pretty decent weaponry. I'm happy with the way that this is going. Everybody's got kind of a rare weapon, except for, well, not everybody. Durance is using this fine quarterstaff, 1825 increased reach. This has Burning Lash, which does burn damage. Perhaps we should give that to Aloth, even though it is Durance's staff, but... Or you know what we could do? We could give this here. Just switch this up a little bit. And then we could give Durance's staff to Durance. We've got the fine warbow, and she has the fine hunting bow. She also has a couple of up-close items if we need to, but I think for now we're doing okay. I'm really happy with the way that worked out. That was pretty cool. Those catacombs were interesting. I guess now what we need to do is, let's see. Records Archive in Defiance Bay we need to go to. We need to spend time with Durance, which we're doing. Endless paths, endless paths. Travel to the cliffs you saw in the vision. Let's see. Elder, she'd been journeying for 5 years now. The other villagers gave her Bersoak's Audra figurine. I'm a watcher, asked for help. And again, is traveling with me, my unique sensitivities will allow me to see traces of where Bersoak or whoever he has been. Cliffs. We don't know where those are, though. We also have to talk to Cyril at the Salty Mass. That's kind of our next thing. And eventually get to the Temple of Wodaka. can be found in the district called the First Fires, which is, just another district in Defiance Bay right here. I think we're gonna go to Andra's Gift next to find the Salty Mast, and then we could make our way to the First Fires, but I would like to see all of this area before we commit, so, yeah, let's see. Scrivener's Dormitory. Let's just take a quick run around here. I know this is a little bit of a longer episode, but, I just want to see if there's anybody else in the area that needs help, or see what we could do for them.
How do you do?
Corin. By Whale's eyeless face, you are one short ogre, but why are you green, and how are you getting the ducks to keep flying around you like that? Well, I'm not an what are you talking about? Your ducks, your green skin. Should I speak louder, slower? Let me know. Beams at you and nods his head. You're a scrivener? Yes, I'm a scrivener. I read books, I write books. I once ate a book, but only because it looked like a sweet pie, or perhaps it was a sweet pie baked to look like a book. Interesting. Oh, I'm also a collector of herbs, flowers, plants. I sell them. Mostly I eat them. Or smoke them, apparently. What about this dormitory? It's where the scriveners who work for the Hall of Revealed Mysteries sleep. I'm a scrivener. This place smells like old stockings. What do you have for sale? She has, or he has, different things.
How do you do?
Let's see. Let's send.
Steady does it.
Looks like we should be able to get this. Mushrooms. Typical. Is there anybody in here of any interest? It's definitely not looking that way. Okay, so with that, we'll take a break. We'll head to Andra's Gift, where the Salty Mast is located. What a good name for a brothel. Like, that's frickin' beautiful. Let's head down here through Brackenbury.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
And yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching. This is pretty cool. Like, I'm actually really enjoying just going around. Oh, you know what? Let's go. Well, no, we could rest in Brackenbury too. Everyone's a little bit fatigued, but it's not too bad. Only 12 minutes between districts. We'll go and rest there, and then that's when we will take our much-needed break.
You have said
Should
you
be
fought
here.
in the Saints' War, but for which side?
The one that blew up my guy.
I didn't mean anything by it. I imagine a man with a head made of fire and light could be very convincing.
Funny thing about Dear Woodens. With all that fire and light, they just treated him like another authority figure.
Makes sense.
Greetings.
Let's see your rooms. Intellect, perception, survival. I like the intellect. We have a lot of money, so it's not terrible. Anyways, guys, thanks. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.